Right. Welcome everybody to Oklahoma City Safe Together training. Uh, just a little, background on the training. Throughout the year, I have done these Safe Together trainings in person. I've done it with the warehouse team and delivery and the management team. So one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to pre-record the content as if I was presenting it in front of a group. This class is meant to be interactive, a lot of feedback, a lot of discussion around safety and ways we can improve, and ultimately make it a safer work environment for you. And that does not happen if there is not honest discussion and feedback to the people on the ground doing the job. So once again, just to reiterate, I wanted to create this content so those who weren't able to attend in person or maybe new hires coming in, you still get this great content, and it should drive our safety performance. It's going to teach you how to look through a safety lens. But this class is not just safety oriented. There's a lot of leadership lessons throughout these modules that you will learn. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Starting off, Ken Blanchard has a quote saying, "None of us is as smart as all of us." And I 100% agree with that statement. Tying that into, kind of what you're going to see, kind of the foreshadow what's to come through these modules. There's 3 modules, and the big point is it's going to take a village. It's going to take all of us working together, having honest discussions, giving that feedback to your supervisors or managers, or reporting those unsafe conditions or maybe procedures. That way we can review it, put controls in place, and mitigate those hazards and make your job safer, but also more efficient. So right here is, some Safe Together training that we did. Believe this was back in April. So right here is the warehouse management team, ownership. We will cover that in a little bit, but that's what the big theme of this class is ownership. And here's the warehouse team. Had tons of fun talking about safety and ways we can improve the business. Some more pictures here. You can see that there's a lot of interaction, a lot of fun. Right here is probably my favorite exercise. We get everyone in a group, in a circle. We have a ball that we throw around. Whoever has the ball gets to speak. Everyone speaks once, and basically I'll throw a little blue ball, and whoever I give it to will come to the middle of that ring, introduce themselves to the class, and then give maybe one thing about themselves that their coworkers don't know. And it's just a nice little exercise to break the ice and really start that open and honest discussion about safety. So there's going to be 3 modules that you see here today. Safety as a way of life is module 1. Challenge your perception is module 2. And then module 3 is act together to be safe together. And that will be kind of the outline, the agenda of Safe Together training. So 3 modules. What you will notice is each module, I will break it up in segments. So it won't just be one long video. It'll be, about 5 videos per module. And after each video, there'll be questions at the end. So you definitely want to make sure you're listening and reviewing these videos, because after each video, there will be a few questions at the end, just to make sure that you're retaining the key points and that you can take that with you after this class. So why are you here? We're here because ultimately we're trying to make this place as safe as we possibly can. And your health and well-being is the most important thing here at Anheuser-Busch. Nothing else matters if we go out and get hurt and significantly change the standard of our lives, right? So starting off, ownership. Uh, Once again, in class, ask, what does ownership mean to you? And, I get a lot of feedback. So I'm going to speak kind of out loud here just to really get your gears turning and get you thinking a little bit. But ownership has 5 key words to describe it, and they are caring, observing, leading, collaborating, and protecting. To me, caring is looking out for your fellow coworkers, maybe those hazards that you see in the workplace. You can fix right away, right? Let's say there's a broken beer glass bottle. We got glass on the ground that someone could either step on or slip on and fall and cut themselves. And rather than just walking past it, take that time and pick it up and dispose of it properly. That would be an example of caring for ownership, right? Observing. Observing for me would be our Gemba walks that we do for the warehouse. We do those every Wednesday. Me and the leadership team will walk through the warehouse and observe what is going on to try to find opportunity to improve. Leading for ownership. Leading is just being a good leader. Leading by example, doing by example. That to me would be ownership. Collaborating is a huge one. If we do not collaborate, we are going to have a very poor safety culture, right? So collaborating is key, especially in our business model with 3 different departments. You got warehouse, delivery, and sales. The more that we can collaborate together, the safer this place is going to be, and ultimately the better the business is going to be, right? So collaborating is huge for ownership. And then protecting what you value and ownership of what you do, and really just taking pride in what we do every single day. So those would be examples of ownership. Let's do a quick exercise. We were in person here, I'd stand everybody in a line and I would ask you the following questions. And if you tend to agree, you take a step forward. If you tend to disagree, you take a step back. So as I ask these questions, I will pause for a few moments just to give you time to think about it. But everyone is responsible for their own safety. Do you agree with that statement or do you disagree with that statement? Everyone is responsible for their own safety. And I will give you my honest feedback. There are no right or wrong answers. This is just discussions, right? So in my opinion, everyone is responsible for their own safety, right? You have to take care of yourself. You are the one in the hazardous environment. You are the one doing the work. It will be the behaviors you choose, rather they are risky behaviors or not risky behaviors, right? Making the right decisions will ultimately impact your safety. The goal of 0 accidents is impossible. We will never get there. Do you agree with that statement or disagree with that statement? The goal of 0 accidents is impossible. We will never get there. In my opinion, I am very optimistic. I do look at the glass as half full, not half empty. So I do believe that the goal of 0 accidents is possible. I believe if we have the right mindset, if we have the right procedures in place, the right processes, the right training, I do believe that every incident is avoidable. For people to work safely, it is enough to have well-documented procedures and a safety policy that tolerates no exceptions. Do you agree with that statement or disagree with that statement? For people to work safely, it is enough to have well-documented procedures and a safety policy that tolerates no exceptions. I tend to disagree with that statement. I do not think it is enough to just have well-documented procedures and safety policies in place. Obviously, that's a foundation. You have to have documentation of your processes, right? However, if you are not bought in to what our processes are, our policies, it's nothing but a piece of paper. To stay safe, more importantly, it's going to be our actions and what we actually do, not what is written on paper. And I don't want to take away the importance of procedures and safety policies because they are very critical to a safety culture and how we go safely on performing tasks, but ultimately it's going to depend on your behavior. So once again, 3 modules in Safe Together. We got safety as a way of life, challenge perception, and act together to be safe together. Some program objectives: a shared belief at all levels that safety is our way of life. That's why we're going through this presentation. We're trying to change our safety culture to not prioritize safety, but actually value safety. And we will cover that in module 1 as we go further. We feel involved in identifying solutions and empowered to make the right decisions. We're trying to create a culture to have autonomous operators. Everyone takes time to think and act based on increased perception to risk. So my major goal out of this presentation is you are able to identify risk and put your own risk matrix to it. What's the probability of injury and what's the likelihood of the severity of it, right? It's always you're looking at probability and severity of injury and risk. Everyone has the confidence to speak up with a caring attitude. We take care of one another here. And everyone is engaged and feels valued in supporting the transformation of our safety culture. So those are the program objectives as we go through. So once again, welcome to Safe Together training. This was the intro, and now we will get into the modules. So thank you for your time.